Today we're going to look at this silly bird, the ostrich. Ostriches cannot fly, and they are the largest and heaviest birds. They're 7 to 9 feet tall. Ostriches are the fastest runners of any bird or two-legged animal. When threatened, ostriches will run away, although their powerful legs can kill a human. Ostriches can go without drinking for several days. Ostriches eat plants. They do not have any teeth, and they swallow pebbles to help grind their food in 3 stomachs. Ostriches have wings that will span 6 feet. They use them to shade chicks or to help them change directions while running. People think ostriches hide their head in the sand or the earth, but really they are digging a deep hole for their huge nest to lay eggs. Giant ostrich eggs are the largest of any living bird. When the eggs hatch, Dad takes care of them, feeds them, and defends the baby chicks. In some countries, people race each other on the back of ostriches. Ostrich has the largest eye of any land animal, allowing him to see lions far away. Okay, to start, we're going to draw together, very lightly, just an outline. We're going to draw our ostrich's head and neck, and that's it. So at the top of my paper, I'm going to put a nice big circle, lightly. I don't need to make it dark. And then I want a good size neck all the way to the very bottom of the paper. Okay? Don't make it too skinny. Don't make it too fat. Just right in the middle, a nice neck. So I'll give you a second to draw that. Now to paint, I'm going to get newspaper so I don't get paint on the table. I'm going to get a paper towel. I'm going to get some paints. Maybe 4 colors will be fine. And of course, I'm going to get a fork. All right? We're going to make the feathers of the ostrich stick out all around. All right? So I can dip my fork into the paint. There we go. I'm just going to dip it right in there on the fork. And then I'm just going to lay it down all around my ostrich so the feathers stick out. When I run out of paint, I'll just dip some more and keep on going. And then dip some more and keep on going. All the way around my ostrich's head. So I have to keep dipping and giving him some awesome feathers. Then I can put some all on the inside because ostriches do have feathers everywhere. They're birds. They're big birds, but they're birds. Notice I'm tap, tap, tapping, tap, tap, tapping. So it's all tap, tap, tapping. When you get him pretty much full, let's work down his neck. And the feathers will come out of either side of his neck. And then fill in the middle. There we go. When you have finished with one color, wipe off your fork with a paper towel. If it's not completely wiped off, that's okay. And go in with the next color. Tap, tap, tap. And then tap your paper. So we're going to just keep overlapping colors all over our silly little ostrich shape until we have filled him all up with colorful feathers. I will give you lots of time to work on that. And then we'll come back together. So here you can see I've layered all the colors on top of each other. Remember, you're always tapping. So when you work with your colors, you're going to tap, tap, tap on the paper so you get those lines. We don't ever want to take your paint and smear it. We're not painting with a paintbrush. We're just tapping with the fork. So you want to use that fork and a tap, tap, tap so that you get this really feathery looking ostrich, okay? And we're going to let him dry just like that. We're going to throw away our paint, throw away our fork, throw away our paper towel, and let him dry. Okay, our ostrich is completely dry. So now it's time to add some eyes and a beak. So your teacher will give you some ostrich eyes. The first step is to put pupils inside the eyes. So you're going to make a circle inside the circle and a circle inside the circle, and then neatly color it in. When we color circle shapes or round shapes, we like to use curved lines to color, not straight lines. Straight lines will poke outside of that shape. So I'm going to outline the circle first and then color it all in with big circles. There we go. So I'm going to outline all around and use my curved lines to color it all in and get rid of all the white spots inside those eyes. So now he has a couple of pupils. Next step is to cut it out. So again, remember to use your scissors with your thumb up and cut with little tiny strokes on curved shapes. We use big strokes on straight shapes, but little tiny all the way around. And see how I'm turning the paper with one hand? And I'm just open, close with the other. So I'll give you some time to cut out your 2 eyeballs. So there we go. I'm going to throw my scraps in the trash. Save your scissors. You're going to need those in a second. And then I'm going to glue these eyes right inside of that ostrich's head that I painted. I'm going to turn it over, touch the glue bottle just inside the circle, and draw a circle inside the circle. Use my pincher fingers to turn it over and put it in just the right spot. And then, of course, glue down the next one. I don't want to put the glue too close to the edge. It might squirt out. Use my pincher fingers to turn it over and glue it into place. Okay, now he can see. So now we need him to be able to eat and talk. So your teacher will give each one of you a mouth. So your teacher will give each one of you a mouth. We're going to put some nostrils on the beak. The beak and the nostrils, the nose and the beak and the mouth are all the same piece on a bird. So up top, I'm going to put a little tiny oval and a little tiny oval, and I'm going to color it in solid and color it in solid. Not big, just little nostrils on top so that the bird can breathe. Then I'm going to take my scissors again and carefully I'm going to cut out this mouth shape. This is a very irregular shape, so you must use very short cutting strokes in order to get this to be the right shape. We don't want to go too fast, and we don't want our little cuts to be too long. Very short all the way around. So take your time cutting out the beak. All right, so think about the placement of your beak. The beak is below the eyes. We don't want to glue the beak above the eyes, and we definitely don't want to glue it on the neck. So you want it to be below the eyes. Do not worry if you don't have enough room in your circle, because you can always make the beak overlap the eyes a little bit. That's okay. And you're going to take your glue and again, touch the paper and just draw a little line inside the beak. Not on the edge, and not a big fat heavy line. And use those pincher fingers to get it in just the right place. We don't want to glue it this way, sideways, or this way, but we want it to be nice and straight, overlapping the very bottom tip of the eyes a little bit, and pat, pat, pat. And we're going to let him dry, and he's ready to go home. What a silly bird.